y'all come before, let me come before you. I don't have a horse in this race. I don't sell food. But I've noticed that from my understanding of a food truck, I only have to pay the $20 privilege tax. Are they paying any taxes in town? Nobody can give me that answer, and probably not. Are they hiring any workers from in town? Probably not. And don't you think it hurts businesses in town when you have a food truck, especially if one or two come into town lots of times? I was thinking, there needs to be a fee charged for each day they come into town. I mean, it'd be like when Jimmy had his bake shop. He wouldn't want somebody with a truck pull up beside him, cross the street, open the doors and be selling bakes. And you think about a restaurant in town. They got so many workers. I want to take out first. He's on the board. Just say Piggly Wiggly. They cook a lunch every day. They got so many workers. You have a couple of food trucks come into town, it's gonna hurt all restaurants. But all of a sudden, they lose 25% of their business that day. They got leftover food. Plus, another restaurant might have somebody come in on certain days to work. Okay, they don't want to do the business, but they lose the food and they have to pay the worker. And I went online and looked, and a lot of places charge anywhere from, I think they call it a parking fee is what they charge. Anywhere from $25 to $100. And a lot of people say, well, it's a little food truck. I have seen a food truck that was pulled by a semi. Have 5 or 6 workers in it. They pull out tables and set them out front. And you don't think that wouldn't hurt a little town of Bruce? Somebody started doing that with the restaurants if they're already struggling. And like I said, we're letting somebody come into town for $20. Because lots of times where they're parking, they're not being charged anything. Because some of the landowners have told me that if they charge them, they're liable if somebody gets hurt. So they're not charging nothing. They can say it's trespassing. They didn't get permission or whatever. And I feel like Ben could probably draw up some papers, and there would have to be exceptions, I think. You got Ben Pratt. He's got a food truck. He can park it on his lot. He's got a business in town already. If you own a business, you can park your food truck there. But I feel like the board needs to implement a per day charge.
They should be paying sales tax.
Should be.
Yeah.
Should be.
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying, yeah.
So
definitely check on that.
And it could be a fine. If they don't want to come pay it that day, if they think they get by with it, fine. But like I said, it's in other cities, they do charge them. And I'm not saying we do what other cities do, but I'm saying protect the businesses in here that may be struggling. Let's start charging them something. That'd be some, I'm gonna say 200 days out of the year, there's a food truck of some type in Bruce, food or drink, be either one. And it could also be somebody comes in, and I hadn't seen them in a while, but I used to see somebody come in and sell shoes and handbags down at the Crossing warehouse. They should have to pay that $35, like I said, I say $50 a day is what I'd say. They should have to come up and pay the $50 if they're gonna do that. Like I said, and being those two, y'all know, they may be paying taxes, but they ain't gonna be in Bruce.
That's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Check on that.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be in Bruce. It's gonna be somewhere else. How are you gonna prove that they didn't do $200 when they really did $2,000 that day? They could be paying it in their hometown or whatever.
The sales tax number's tied to that address, which says sales tax, 18% that goes back to wherever town is.
Yeah. But I feel like the board needs to look into that. That's just something, I appreciate y'all letting me come up with that address. I ain't got a restaurant, but I've been in business, it'll be 53 years this coming May. But I feel like I need to stand up. Like I said, if I had a restaurant, I'd feel like, well, somebody's gonna say something because I got a restaurant, but I don't have one. Y'all know that. But you got the other restaurants and everything in town that if they gotta pay taxes, land taxes and stuff. Food trucks ought to have to pay something extra.